called to order at 6 o'clock p.m. Kathy, please call the roll.
Commissioner Bernstein?
Here.
Commissioner Grossberg?
Here.
Commissioner Flores Weisskopf is not here yet. Vice President Ruttenberg?
I'm here.
President Kaplan?
I'm here. Are there any additions to the agenda? Cal, Terry? Okay. Is there any public comment for any items that are listed on our agenda?
We have no public.
Still got to say.
I know, I'm just, in case you didn't know any of those guys in the front row.
Oh, they're in the front row.
That's right.
It's a bad night, I told her to stay home. She'll show probably.
Yeah, she listened.
She doesn't listen to me? Are you kidding me?
You didn't listen to her.
Joe.
For 50.
Is there a motion to, have we all looked at the consent agenda?
We'll just look at it again.
I'd like to move approval of the consent agenda. Do I have a second?
Second.
Kathy, can you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Bernstein?
Aye.
Commissioner Grossberg?
Aye.
Vice President Ruttenberg?
Aye.
President Kaplan?
Aye. Motion carries. Next, we start on finished business. Approval of the Sunset Valley Golf Club clubhouse renovations and bids. Brian Romes, would you present, please?
Thank you. Good evening.
Don't thank him yet. Oh, I know what he's going to say.
Oh.
He tells us everything is good in the world. And
All right.
Exactly. We came in under budget. Exactly.
I'm not going there.
Okay, so a little over a month ago, January 23rd, the Park Board authorized the Park District to enter into an agreement with WB Olson for construction manager as contractor with a guaranteed maximum price for the renovation of the Sunset Valley Golf Clubhouse. As we explained during that meeting, this was really a two-step process. So that night was just step one of the two-step process. Step one was to approve the agreement with WB Olson, which really accomplished the following. A, it detailed their responsibilities as construction manager, which is project consultation, preparation of cost estimates, bidding negotiations with subcontractors, preparation and implementation of the construction schedule, cost control, and construction site management. It also specifically designated them to hold the contracts with the subcontractors and also has them responsible for the execution of those contracts. It also defined the terms associated with a guaranteed maximum price, which includes the total cost of construction, the contingency, and the construction management fee due to WB Olson. To note, that agreement did not specify the actual guaranteed maximum price, but rather it defined when and how that guaranteed maximum price would be determined. Due to the legal bid requirements, the total cost for construction couldn't be known until after we had the bid opening, which was on February 6th. So that brings us to today, which is step two. So now the bids were publicly opened on February 6th. There were numerous bids that did come in high. They were above what the estimates that were estimated for the project in construction costs. So that did result in the construction costs being higher than the construction budget, which in return resulted in a higher guaranteed maximum price than we originally projected and that we estimated at that January board meeting. The overage was due to a combination of things, including a conservative budget, a very highly competitive bid market, and additional equipment, mechanical, electric, and plumbing costs in the kitchen, due to some upgrades in the kitchen. As a result, WB Olson began an extensive value engineering process with the project team with the goal of bringing the costs significantly lower while not jeopardizing the integrity of the project from both an aesthetic and a mechanical perspective. With much discussion and effort, numerous reductions in costs were able to be accomplished, including WB Olson did reduce their management fee from 4.5% to 4%. And in summary, the result in the board memo that was provided in your packets, you can see how the costs sort of broke down. So with the total approved budget of $7 million for the entire green print project renovation of Sunset Valley Golf Course and Clubhouse, and with the total cost of the course ending up at $4,896,000 $1,393. This left a remaining budget for the clubhouse of $2,103,607. So with the now proposed guaranteed maximum price for the clubhouse at $1,832,234, plus the soft costs, the total project comes to $2,192,552, which does result in a shortfall of around $88,945. Now, with this shortfall, our budget does have a very healthy project contingency. In fact, there's contingency in both the soft costs as well. The general contract management team has a contingency as well, which those would more than cover the amount of what that shortfall is. And with this, staff does recommend the approval of the guaranteed maximum price of $1,832,234 with WB Olson for the green print project of Sunset Valley Golf Clubhouse renovation, which includes the guaranteed maximum price amendment to the AIA agreement with WB Olson that was in the packet. And with that, we do have the entire project team here tonight, and John just walked in as well. So I'll start with Woodhouse Tanucci. We have Evan Forrest and Andy Tanucci here with Woodhouse Tanucci Architects, and Dave Olson and John Emser with WB Olson, our construction management firm. And if there's any questions, we certainly be happy to answer any questions.
Arnie?
No, I thought that was a good presentation.
Yes, thank you,
Totally
Brian.
understand it, Brian.
Terry?
No, I was just, is it on our, is it in this?
Yes.
Do you know what page it's on? I was just looking for it.
Go to the left column.
Page 58.
Oh, I'm almost there. Okay.
Cal?
No, go ahead to Cal for just a second.
Okay. So first of all, I want to thank the staff. We had an opportunity to preview this on a couple of occasions, and you know, usually I have a lot of questions to ask, and a lot of those questions have already been answered.
Okay.
And so I appreciate that. I just want to go over and make sure I understand where we're at and where we're going with this project. So my understanding is that we originally signed a guaranteed max price contract. We entered into a guaranteed max price contract with WB Olson, but that was subject to getting the bids. Is that correct?
The actual what that guaranteed
price
maximum
is?
price is was yeah.
Subject. So even though we entered into the guaranteed max price, we didn't know what that max price was going to be until we went out to bid and the bids were received.
Correct.
Okay. And as a result of getting the bids, which came in higher than what you anticipated, you were able to value engineer the project in order to bring it closer to what the estimates were when we entered into that guaranteed max price contract with WB Olson.
Correct.
Okay. And when you did the value engineering, did you cut anything that was material or anything that's going to be a major item or major, I want to either say an element to the project or a major piece of equipment or anything like that? Was anything cut as a result of the fact that there was this discrepancy?
No, most of the cuts were very minor things that you wouldn't notice if you were a general customer, and nothing you would notice from an operational standpoint or mechanical standpoint that would jeopardize the operation or so nothing major.
And any of these cuts, or I'm not saying cuts, I'm using more value.
Yeah.
I'm using the word value engineering. Any of these value engineering, are they going to any way limit any of the life expectancies of any of the equipment or anything that we're installing in this renovated clubhouse?
To our knowledge, no. And I think the architects and construction management team.
I think they're all shaking their heads no.
Yeah.
So we're not in any way. Obviously, my question goes to is that are we value engineering anything that may cost us a little bit more as a result in the long run because we're not doing
nothing
it now?
that would be noticeable significantly. So no.
Okay, I have one question for Andy. There was one issue regarding the windows, I think, or the columns at the pro shop. They sent me a picture. I really didn't understand. I was wondering if you could just, I know the picture's not here. I don't think you have the picture here. But you could just
We have
describe.
the
I
picture
got
here.
it.
Oh, you have the picture?
Yeah.
Oh, I would like to, you just walk me through what was originally, what was in the original plan, and what, both on that fence, actually, that's a good elevation too, because I know there was some change to that fence, and also the windows on the clubhouse.
Well, so there's photo one,
Okay.
which, and Andy, if, I mean,
Yeah, so this was the fence as bid. Slide 2. This is the fence as currently proposed.
Can you just go back and forth?
Yep.
So there's really not a material difference. I mean, it's just,
less fence.
yeah, it's less fence, but it's, yeah, okay.
Yep.
That's not an
We'll
issue.
also be able to do a little more landscaping there to make it look a little prettier.
I think it looks fine. I mean, that way anyway, so, okay. What about the windows?
This slide here, this is as was bid, and I'll just point your attention, back one. I'll just point your attention here, this was just all aluminum storefront, and then if you look there in the next slide,
Wrong one.
so the design, there's an existing building column there that we were removing, replacing with a beam, so that all of those windows were just continuous, and in the building that we will build, there'll just be a little bit of additional fascia piece there covering an existing building column.
So you basically are not removing that building column now as a result, and
We
you're,
lost like 3 inches of glass.
Could we go
overall.
back to the other slide then?
yeah.
So the third one in is thicker.
Yeah.
Correct. The third
Right.
one in is thicker.
I mean, in
And,
simple terms.
yeah, and so, I mean, that's really not going to have
No.
any material effect on the building.
No, the transparency, the clarity of circulation, the amount of natural light in the space, all of that remains the same. It's just,
And that's not going to negatively impact the operations of that portion of the thing.
You know, we had the same problem come up in Rosewood in the interpretive center, where we had, you know, the vision of no columns, no beams, whatever it was, and then obviously engineering and design, we had to have them, and when you're down there, you don't notice it.
no. It's,
So it's totally understandable.
yep.
Okay, and also, today you sent me just a site plan showing how deliveries are being made to the tent pad. So can you just walk me through that and how that's going to work?
Let's see. So you're referring,
Because there was a question regarding the asphalt leading to how deliveries were going to be made. There was one portion, I think, Andy, you mentioned, but the deliveries to the clubhouse, i.e. the kitchen area, are going to come straight from
The
whatever
back.
that street's called, Sunset,
back,
whatever.
yeah.
And that's really, that's already in existence.
Yeah.
I think I just had questions, just want to see what your plan is for allowing for deliveries to, when we have outings and we have a and how's that going to, how's our vehicles going to maneuver?
Yep.
yeah, so they would just access up this path, or more likely they would come up this path. But, you know, with the tent set up, more than likely, the truck would just pull up, drop off materials, and then pull out, and then they would
I'd
set
say
up.
Back up?
Yeah.
Will there be enough room for a truck to back into that area?
Yeah, the path is wide enough.
Like, you know, like
It's-
a rental company renting chairs or renting tables, so there'll be enough room. And the asphalt, what I'm gonna call the car path, or the asphalt right there will be insufficient to be able to support that type of vehicles, correct? And some of the changes, I reviewed it, and I thought actually there'll be an improvement. I mean, I know it's beauty's in the eyes of the beholder, but on some of the things, I think that that actually value engineering, I think, is going to actually improve the site rather than be a detriment. Then I know that they're going to do some things with the bar, and you're going to revise some things around there, but I don't think that's going to make a material difference or change. And lastly, I'd like to mention, I appreciate W.B. Olson reducing their fee in order to try to keep us within budget. So those are my questions. Thank you.
Okay, Gary?
And, you know, Cal covered the one, I was just trying to figure out what was going to be cut, and if it was something significant, that would be my question, so. That's it.
All right, I mean, I was just going to tell you guys, it's a huge project, and Brian, your presentation, it's 1.3% over budget on a $7 million project. And you guys got it done, and you got something nice done, which I'm hoping will be a destination for people in that neighborhood, for non-golfers to use it. I read the memo that Hell's Kitchen is coming back.
No.
Sorry, open kitchens.
Open kitchens.
Got excited, I saw Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, no nacho.
Right.
You know, I'm hoping that the neighborhood uses it, and non-golfers use it as well as golfers.
I think, Brian, the intention with luck is that the community will use it
Yes.
as a lunch.
As a lunch and evening destination. Liza, what's the timetable for doing the work and the tentative completion date?
I will let the contractors speak to that. I will tell you, relative to the neighbors, we put a letter in the mail today to the surrounding neighborhood just to update them and let them know that renovation is going to begin. We said that renovation would not begin before March 12th, which is Monday, I think. And we identified early July. I'm just giving you what the contents of our letter said, that we would be done in early July, follow the ordinance of the city, just the standard. It's coming, and the good news is, people, the Parks building will be demolished sometime in April.
So for construction traffic, how's that going to maneuver that neighborhood?
They will do, I'm certainly, we've had these conversations, so, because it's a renovation project, there won't be a steady flow of heavy truck traffic. There will be pockets where we might have a couple of different trucks on site, but it's not going to be a steady flow like what we had for the golf course renovation when you were bringing in dirt and sand, and the entry plan is bobolink from Green Bay and coming in the back door, as it were.
Okay, and then those neighbors have been noticed that this is going to happen.
Yes.
And what about the demolition of the parks maintenance building?
We will be re-noticing them. We indicated in our letter that we thought that, I think we said early April in the letter, but that we would get back to them when that will actually take place, so that they know that the building is coming down. So we'll just stay in communication with our neighbors.
Who's doing the demolition?
That's,
Coordinated through Lab, who is doing the building permit.
Oh,
How long will it take?
I'm thinking probably a
couple of weeks.
and that's going to be done in April? Which is actually good, because if hopefully it rains, and they'll reduce the amount of dust from the demolition. So this is the one time you want to hope for rain, I think. Am I right?
Ask Ryan.
We don't have a golf course, so we're okay with rain.
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
Just not too much.
Yeah.
You actually want to hope for rain to grow grass, don't you?
Yes, we want
Golf course.
warm weather.
Yeah.
We want warm weather and rain.
Okay.
Not
some
too much
sun.
though.
Just as a point, Commissioner Flores is detained by a freight train.
Oh.
Okay.
And I know, is Ryan still here?
Yep.
Okay, changing gears. The big rains that we had in February,
Yep.
how did that impact the golf course, or did it?
I mean, the river did get out. We had, I think, probably a foot of snow on the ground, and it melted, and then added to a couple inches of rain. So it was inevitable for the creek to get out, but it receded just fine. And everything, all the hydro mulch that you guys accepted last year when we did the
What's that?
project stayed in place. So thank you guys for doing that. And the seed is all intact.
So the drainage worked.
The drainage worked.
So the contours and the drainage really
Yep.
worked.
So you guys did everything right.
No, you did it right. We just nodded our heads.
They provide the big support.
Okay.
Oh, one last question. What was the amount of contingency? You said it was a large amount.
So there's two contingencies. We have 95,000 in our soft costs, and then WB Olson also has about 79 or 80,000. I think it's 78,000 in their construction budget. So
And the-
almost 10% of the project.
And the FF&E is baked into these numbers, correct?
Yep.
Great.
Okay.
Are we voting on this tonight?
Yeah.
If you let me finish. Can I get a motion to approve the guaranteed maximum price of $1,832,234 for the Sunset Valley Golf Clubhouse renovation and the guaranteed maximum price amendment to the AIA agreement with WB Olson?
Sure, so move.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Is there any additional discussion on the motion?
No.
You can call the roll.
Commissioner Bernstein?
Aye.
Commissioner Grossberg?
Aye.
Vice President Ruttenberg?
Yes.
President Kaplan?
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you very much. Thanks very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you all for your support. Brian and Ryan.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Good job. Thank you all for the efforts to bring it in at the budget we needed.
Okay.
We'll be in
There's
touch.
Ms. Curtis.
thanks, guys.
I didn't see her before.
Hiding back there.
You guys don't want to stay for the rest of this exhilarating meeting?
Come on, it's treasurer report
Thanks, guys.
time.
Yeah. How could you walk out on that?
Andy, don't you want to hear about the electric golf carts that are being proposed?
I'm happy to stay.
No, we're kidding.
I want to hear it.
He wants to get a special parking space, I think.
It's January.
No,
There's
he wants
never
a
much.
cart with wheels and a keg on the back. and-
There is one. It's called the food cart.
Okay, Annette.
And, go ahead.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
Go
waiting.
ahead, we have a quorum.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay, as this, I'm sorry, the treasurer's report that's presented is just of January, so this is as of the first of the year, so it's really difficult to draw any strong conclusions to the overall operations. I would just like to note that when reviewing the rec fund, please note all camp revenue will be recorded at the camp start dates, and this was not what was occurring in 2017, so it's a little off in of comparison purposes. Activity in the special rec fund was limited to the agency contributions, and there was no activity in the debt service fund. And the capital fund included some lease mowers for Sunset Valley. So the big news is that the audit is beginning next week. So the business office has been working to finalize the last minute journal entries related to all the Capitol building. That's kind of where we're at now. We've kind of gone through everything with a fine tooth comb, and we are pretty much ready to go with the auditors coming. Once the audit is finalized, just as a reminder, Lauterbacher and Amen will present the final document to the Finance Committee first. That meeting will be scheduled about mid-May. It hasn't been scheduled yet, but it will be. And then they will then present it to the entire board at the May meeting.
Okay.
at the
I
May
have a
board meeting.
question.
Wait, we have.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Miss John Q. Public is coming in.
Freight train.
Ryan, move my thing
She
so
beats,
that
she beats
Mrs.
some of the
Bernstein can
commissioners.
sit down. Thank you.
She stopped the freight train.
She doesn't have to do-
Superpowers.
Well, Lynn Epps can do
Do you want us
anything.
to start again? Would you like us to start from the beginning?
Cal had a great, Cal asked
Okay.
some great questions.
Okay.
I just want you to know, he asked some great questions.
All
You'd be
right.
proud of him.
Thank you, Annette.
Now, I have a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
I apologize.
I actually have two questions. Is that really the Bank of Kremlin that we have, that's holding some of our money? I'm looking at the list of.
Oh, yeah, that is an investment that we're trying to roll over, and we have to,
Kremlin, Oklahoma.
yeah. Yes, yeah, oh, yeah, we have if you look at the investments that
Okay.
are listed in the
But-
back of the treasurer's report, they're all over, because we're
But-
$250 at each bank.
But my question about it is, are these funds that we are utilizing, or they're just saying we roll them over because it's a reserve? I'm looking at this page of investments.
That one I'm going to say is going to be rolled over.
No, I meant broadly speaking.
Yeah.
These investments are as much as possible. This is like our
Are you
reserve.
looking at the, what, let me ask what you're looking at, the final page? No, that is,
All
that
the
is.
CDs.
The
That
CDs.
is all the CDs that we have. Is that the fund balance reserves? No, that would include things that are for the capital fund as well as for operations.
Right, so we take these as we need them and draw the funds out.
Correct. Especially the ones, yes, especially the CDs that were purchased with the bond proceeds. We had those maturing kind of staggered as we anticipated the cash flow related to the capital projects.
So that for example, we're drawing like 14,000 of interest on per month on, I see that, and then there's like $260,000 annual interest that we're earning on the funds, which is not insignificant, good,
Right,
as opposed to sitting in a bank at 1% or whatever.
correct.
Okay.
Jerry? Lori?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nat.
Did you
Thanks, Annette.
make note that Lori, is it, for the record?
Oh.
You did for Mrs. Kaplan, Mrs. Bernstein.
Yeah, well, we can joke around.
Okay.
All right, new business. Ryan, you ready?
Yeah.
Approval of 2018 golf cart lease, Sunset Valley Golf Club. Ryan Oaks.
Found that on 75.
On page 75.
Yes.
Page 75.
For those following along at home. Go ahead,
Okay.
Ryan.
Good evening. With the Sunset Valley Golf Club opening in 2018, in August of 2018, the previous golf cart lease agreement having expired in 2017, the Park District solicited bids for the new lease agreement. Bids were accepted for 65 golf carts and 1 beverage cart. A variety of options were considered during the bidding process for golf carts, which are listed below. Option 1 was the new lithium-ion battery-operated golf carts for a 5-year lease term and 5-year warranty. Option 2 was the lead-acid battery-operated golf carts for a 4-year lease term and warranty. And then option 3 was the EFI gas-operated golf carts with the option for a 4 or 3-year lease term and warranty. All carts included an alternate for GPS navigation, as well as additional features for consideration. With the lithium-ion operated battery carts for a 5-year lease and 5-year warranty, this golf cart is the newest technology out there. It requires far less maintenance than a typical lead-acid battery electric cart. With the lead-acid battery electric carts, you have to worry about watering the batteries. It requires ventilation for the cart barn. It does not require the cart barn to be heated. And there's very little maintenance that goes into it. And it's quiet. It gives off no emissions whatsoever. With the lead-acid battery, they're quieter than gas. However, they do give off hydrogen emissions. The batteries weigh a lot more than the lithium-ion carts. The batteries on the lead-acid batteries weigh 328 pounds compared to the lithium-ion batteries that are 49 pounds. This is significant because of compaction to the turf. With a heavier cart, it would the compaction would negatively impact the turf, and with lithium-ion, it's a lighter cart, so it wouldn't. The grass would do much better with that. And then the last one, we went out and we got the EFI gas-operated carts. These carts are more efficient than regular gas carts. However, they're louder, and they're not as good for the environment.
What's the weight on those?
The weight on those are similar to a little bit less than the lead acid.
But a lot more than the lithium ion?
More than lithium ion, correct.
There's like a 350-pound difference
Between lead acid, yeah, and the lithium ion. So when we got the bids back, there was only one vendor out there that makes lithium ion golf carts. There's the other 2 vendors are developing them. They just haven't came out with them on the market yet. EasyGo submitted the bid. They came in at $67,000, $154 with a credit of $20,000 that could be used either towards the retrofit of the cart barn or towards the annual lease payments on the golf carts. If we used them towards the annual lease payments on the golf carts, that reduces the lease amount to $63,000, $63,154 per year. Lead acid battery operated carts were received. Club car was around $50,700. Yamaha was at $58,792.50. EasyGo was at $60,966.10. EFI gas carts was another option on a 4-year or 3-year lease term. The 4-year lease, the leases were Club Car at $44,200, Yamaha at $49,221.90. EasyGo does not make an EFI gas golf cart. And then we went out to bid for a beverage cart, one beverage cart on a 4-year lease for gas. EasyGo was $2,000. Club Car was $1,995. And then Yamaha was $1,732.68.
Are they just like apples to apples on that in terms of size and?
For the beverage cart?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're basically all the similar models. So, with that said, it's staff's recommendation due to the long-term benefits and sustainability and the impacts on the environment, the reduced maintenance cost, customer-driven benefits of the lithium-ion battery-operated cart that we're recommending to lease the lithium-ion battery carts over the 5 years. Now, this will have an impact on the capital budget over those 5 years. So we had currently budgeted $236,140 for the EFI gas carts, thinking last year that that's probably the route we were going to go. But with further research this winter, lithium-ion it's a game changer. It's the way of the future. It's what everybody's kind of going towards. And it would it added an additional $127,636.20 spread out over the 5 years. Additional that we'd have to add to the capital for the years to come.
We have 60 or 70 carts right now.
Yeah, 67.
Will we sell those to put towards this?
So
We turn them in and trade them
those
in?
run a lease. The Sunset Valley ones.
Right, okay, the Sunset Valley were on a lease.
Those run a lease. So that lease ended. So now we have to. That's why we went out to bid.
Okay, and the ones at the country club
Those aren't ours yet.
aren't ours.
Yeah.
Okay.
You said that this is like state of the art. Is anyone else using them around here?
We would. There is another municipal golf course on, I think, the South Oak, on the south side somewhere. It has them. Bobolink is getting them.
How long has the other golf course been using them? The South.
They just got them in 2018. They just came out.
So has anyone actually used them on their course?
They've used them in like California and Arizona where they've
Okay.
been testing them. But we'll be one of the first courses in Chicago to have them.
So have you been able to talk to them, see what kind of problems or issues or anything have come
So
up?
far,
since it is
so far,
new?
nothing. Like I said, they've been tested for the last 4 years in Arizona and California, and they're just making their way to the Chicago market. And everybody's great, and it's the way of the future. And I just think it'd be a great investment to make for the reopening of Sunset Valley.
And to note, there is a warranty with it.
Correct.
5 years.
Okay.
It's completely under warranty. That's another thing. It's a 5-year, bumper to bumper, 5-year warranty, 5-year lease. So we don't have any maintenance cost for us. So if the battery goes bad, they have to replace it. Or
Yeah, I guess I'm more concerned with the actual golf course. You're talking about weights on.
the other ones weigh a lot more,
Right.
so this is a little bit lighter, so less compaction, less turf damage.
Yeah.
So the turf is going to be very immature starting out, so this will kind of really help us
Okay.
grow everything in better.
I have a question, Brian.
Sure.
About the lease.
Yep.
On this, I agree, from everything I've heard, I agree with your decision to go with the lithium ion. My question is since EasyGo is the only vendor for
Yep.
it, is there a possibility, or have you thought about having a shorter term lease? I mean, I would just hate it. I don't know. I mean, if all of a sudden some other company says, "Hey, we've got these and they're $51,000
Yeah.
a year or whatever," has there any thought been given to that?
We did a 5-year lease because of the 5-year warranty. Because it's 5-year warranty with a 5-year amp warranty, so you can charge them as much as you want, and they're still covered. That was our thought process going into a 5-year lease with a 5-year warranty, to get more out of the golf cart.
So if you do 3 years, there's not a warranty?
It would just be more money.
Because there'll be used cards then.
Yeah. So,
They amortize it. You done, Terry?
I have a couple more questions, but if you want to continue on that particular.
No, I
topic.
had some different questions.
Okay, you mentioned alternate on
Yep.
for the, I mean, I think that, so you're saying there is a spot
Mm-hmm.
on the cart for this, right? Is that what you
For-
mean by that?
Yeah.
For a GPS?
yes.
So in other words, as we purchase them though, they will not have that?
That will come out of our operating budget.
So
that won't
the-
be capital. That'll
The
be.
carts will have GPS on it?
Yes, and we will, we're working with sponsors to get that paid for. So we won't be a cost to the district.
Okay, and my last question is about the beverage cart. Have you made a decision to go with the Easy Go on that one too?
We would probably go with whatever vendor that we get the golf carts from, just so it's simple.
Good call.
Okay.
Not for me. All right.
Okay, tell me about EasyGo. Who are they? How long have they been in business?
Easy Go's been in the business for a long time.
Yeah.
I think they might have started golf
They were
carts.
probably the premier cart
Yeah.
person,
Yeah.
and Yamaha came along the way, and Club Car. I think Easy Go was the original.
So they're like one of the, if not the oldest, the manufacturer of golf carts in the country.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of features are these carts going to have? USB ports or?
They're going to have GPS, USB ports. They'll have
Yeah, so if
windshields.
they don't know like how to get to hole 4,
That's GPS.
right?
Yeah. So
And
it
how
comes-
far the flag is from where you're
Oh,
standing?
yeah.
Thank you. That's useful to me.
That's the really cool part.
Yeah, please
So-
remember that you're talking to a non-golfer, so I'm not impressed. I'm more concerned about other things, so I need you to kind of like, hey, as a golfer, the flag, to me, GPS is where you go.
It shows you the
Well,
contours of the course, where the bunkers are, where the hazards
and,
are.
and where the other golfers
So
are.
that
a
isn't
cartoon of
frivolous,
the
it's
course.
actually,
But here- no.
it'll help the game.
But here's what the important part of the GPS is, that you can limit, and you're about to say
Yes,
this,
yeah.
but you can limit where people go. So you can basically, if a cart approaches a green or a bunker, the GPS can shut the cart down so that they can't go any further. Because sometimes people do stupid things. They'll drive a cart close to a bunker, close to a green. These greens are going to have to be these are brand new greens. And it's going to take a couple of years for them to grow in. And the worst thing we could possibly have is somebody drive a cart onto a green. What this will do, it will be an impossibility in this thing, because the cart will then shut down if anybody comes close to our greens.
So what that is, it's called geofence.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to put a geofence on a computer around the greens, tees, ponds. You could even
It's a
put
nice
a
safety
geofence
feature. Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
cart paths. So if we get a heavy rain and we want to be cart path only to make sure nobody goes off the paths, we'll put a geofence on there. So if they go off the path, it shuts the cart off until they put it in reverse and bring it back to the path.
And you go real slow.
Yeah, and then yeah.
I mean, I think with brand new turf, I mean, this is a no-brainer. We have to do whatever we have to protect this brand new young turf. So we're going to have USB ports. Last question. The first year is a partial year.
Correct.
Have we discussed how we can, we're paying for a whole year?
We will negotiate for a partial year.
Thank you.
Can't negotiate until after.
Yeah, we know which one.
Yeah,
After-
after you
Okay.
approve the bids.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, we can even go, if it's warranted, we can go 5.5, right?
Exactly,
I just
yeah.
rather not be paying for
Yeah.
carts that we're not using.
And we don't want to either.
Okay.
We're think the same way.
We skipped over Terry.
Exactly.
No, I was good.
Wow.
Well, I think that this is, I'm glad we went through this exercise. I think that,
It
we
was an
we did spend,
exercise.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm gonna cut you off.
Barney's got two questions.
I have two questions. First question is, the retrofit of the cart barn to provide the power
Yep.
is included in the construction budget?
It's in a different.
Or it's in a different budget?
It's in the budget,
budget.
yeah.
Okay,
It's budgeted in a different part.
okay, so we've got that under control.
Yes.
All right. And are we going to, is there a reason why we can't match the beverage cart lease to the 5 years and maybe get Because I see, is there a reason why the?
The only
beverage carts are
reason
4
is
year?
it would have been, it could have been more money because they didn't offer a standard or a 5-year warranty. It would be,
Okay.
but that's something we could look into.
Well, yeah, because we're doing a package.
We could just package it together.
Okay.
The beverage.
We
carts-
just did it, the standard warranties that came with the model of vehicle.
So the beverage carts will be gas operated.
Yes, because they're going to be constantly
Okay.
driving around.
Well, my non-question is, I think it's very exciting that we're going to go with battery-operated electric carts, and the fact that we're cutting edge and saving 300 pounds per cart with the lithium ion. I mean, it's terrific. I think this is a great find and great research.
Yep.
Okay, so these carts are going to have windshields?
Yes, sir.
Are they also going to have covers for the golf?
Yep.
There's no brainer. I think that.
Ball washers on the side?
Well, it's no negotiating that.
No, I've seen that.
Okay, yeah. I want to say that we spent a lot of time
Yeah,
talking about,
yeah.
both at the Golf Advisory Committee and
And
also
here.
at this group, and with staff, we spent a lot of time talking about our golf carts, and I know our thoughts have evolved over time, moving from gas to electric, and the fact that these lithium-ion battery operated carts are available, and they're fully warranted under bumper to bumper, so there will be no expense to us to maintain them moving forward, and it's going to benefit the turf, our young turf, and it's going to be sustainable for the environment. I think this is one of those situations where it's a win-win-win, and I'm
Even
very
though it
excited.
costs a little bit more money,
Yeah.
there's no reason.
Well,
this
we
is
don't
what
know
we
the
have to do.
cost of what the damage of a heavier cart would do to our course
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Why even?
We're saving money, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We could be saving money in
Yeah.
that direction.
So this is a win-win-win.
When is, just in a general question.
I'm getting
when
tired of winning, sorry.
Should write a song, a rap. When is pricing going to be discussed? Maybe that's for you, Cal, I don't know. I mean, when this whole thing gets put together.
Staff has been working on that.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's an ongoing
For,
process.
Speak about what Greens fees is talking about.
Greens fee.
that's finished. That's on the website.
For 18.
For 18's finished. That's on the website.
oh,
Yeah.
I missed that.
PDHP.org.
And I think we should have a presentation and a meeting going forward regarding that,
Yeah.
because this
Yes.
board doesn't know about, we've talked about it.
Yeah, and
Part of the
it's,
committee.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
all, it's in one of the budget addendums as well, so we'll come back.
And you did that before or after the cart, this thing got finalized? I'm
We
just
did
wondering if the getting the more expensive cart affects the pricing for a person who wants to use the cart.
We did charge a dollar more for the cart 18 hole.
Yeah, we're just
budgeted
staying
that.
competitive with
Yeah.
our neighbors.
Yeah.
You have to remember, Terry, this is also a partial year. We're only open for 3-4 months because these fees are only good through the end of 18. We'll revisit this when we come to 19. Let's just see how it operates the first couple months.
Sounds good.
Okay, super. Anybody else?
Thumbs up.
Great job.
Can I get a motion to approve entering
Mhm.
into a 5-year lease term with EasyGo for 64 lithium-ion battery-operated golf carts for 1 gas-operated beverage cart for a 5-year total of $363,776.20.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any additional discussion on the motion?
I just have one question. The $20,000 credit, are we going to be using that towards reducing the annual fee, or are we going to put it into the car barn?
I think the annual fee.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, when we've obviously talked through all of these numbers for both the construction and the cart barn with our finance director.
Great, thanks. Sorry
Okay.
about that, Brian.
Now,
Thank you.
Kathy, will you call the roll? Thank you,
Commissioner
Ryan.
Bernstein,
Aye.
Commissioner Grossberg,
Aye.
Commissioner Flores-Weiskopf,
Aye.
Vice President Ruttenberg,
Aye.
President Kaplan.
Aye. Motion carries. Ryan, nice job. Okay, Director for Report Properties, Liza McElroy.
So we, couple of things as we're in our transition between winter and spring, sort of, in spite of the snow today. But one of the things that I just wanted to address was what happened. I don't think we've had any discussions at the board meeting that now that winter is closer to being over, knock on wood, the barge at Park Avenue has suffered some damage as a result, more damage than I think anyone anticipated over the course of this winter. And we actually met with members of the yacht club last week. We met with their new leadership, their new president, Maureen, and Alan Cohen was along with Linda Knapp. Laura Knapp, I'm sorry. So we had a conversation about the barge. We talked about some concerns that the North Shore Yacht Club has. I actually think it was a very positive meeting. And they had some concerns with some items in the clubhouse that we are working on, sort of little punch list things, getting ready for the summer. Hard to believe I just said that. But so we're working with the yacht club. We explained what's going on with the barge, and what's going on with the barge is that we actually have an engineer coming down on Thursday to assess the barge, and then we will await the results of that report and converse with PDERMA, our Risk Management Association, and our engineers from WT to talk about short-term and long-term solutions for the barge. I think that we are comfortable that the worst-case scenario this summer would be that we would be using one side of the dock for boating, but that we will continue to have boating unless something really crazy happens. But early assessments, I think we're going to be okay. So we'll certainly update the board at our next meeting on what's going on with the barge. And staying along with the water theme.
I have a question about that.
Yeah.
Where are we with the master planning for Park Avenue?
We're actually gearing up for the public input process this spring. We're going to be doing a lakefront open house. Yeah. And then we'll be doing, are we doing a survey? Or no, we're doing an open house, and then we'll be reaching out to some of our users. So the process thus far has really been taking our original lakefront master plan. The planning department has gone through there because there are parts of that plan that we have pulled out. So, and then established a plan for getting feedback from the boating community for certainly Park Avenue, but also from the community regarding, because the Lakefront Master Plan is not just about Park Avenue. It's about all of our lakefront properties. So we will update you in the spring, or after the open house on what we're gathering from our boating public. So that is a work in progress.
Thank you for update.
So shifting gears from the lake to Hidden Creek Aqua Park. March is the month for early bird registration, and if you purchase your membership between now and the end of the month, which is March 31st, you will get 10% off your membership and 5 free guest passes. So if we could get a little sunshine and some warm temperatures, we might see a bump in early sales, but springs have not been kind to us, so we'll see what happens. And back on spring, for students who are home from school for break, or for we have a student membership that is on sale from now until April 30th. It's a 10-day membership. And if you're on break and home and you want to take advantage of the rec center, it's $30 for residents and $45 for non-residents. So for those not fortunate enough to be traveling, you can stay home and work out at our beautiful rec center. And then lastly, it is time for the spring egg hunt and the breakfast with the bunny. The breakfast with the bunny will take place at the Highland Park Country Club on March 24th. And then we have our annual extravaganza.
I get it.
Which will take place March 31st at Sunset Woods. And we will have coffee and donuts, and the bunny will have a special entrance. And, this isn't bragging. This is just stating a fact. Nobody does special events better than the Park District of Highland Park. So,
if you don't say so yourself.
Pardon me? So I'm just saying, because I don't really have anything to do with them. I just marvel when I attend these events and watch how high the bar continues to be raised. So look forward to another great extravaganza on March 31st.
Could you say that one more time?
We'd be happy to.
Whoa. Wow. Okay. Extravaganza.
That was a good yoke.
Nature Center. So at any rate, also lastly at Heller Nature Center, we are having a community open house. So as you all recall, we have gotten into, we're doing monthly meetings at different facilities to gather feedback from our users, and the Heller open house will be on, wow. We'll get,
March 21st.
Okay. Wednesday, March 21st. no date on my Cliff
yeah.
Notes, so,
Your birthday, right?
yeah, it's okay. I got it.
That's-
From
I
7 to
assume
8 PM though,
Uh,
on March 21st. Okay.
It's unbelievable.
Okay,
And that is my report.
Parks Foundation update. Commissioners Grossberg and Flores.
Oh. Okay, I'm just going to wing it.
Yeah, I was
forgot
not
to
at the
put,
last meeting. Maybe Liz can chime in.
Well-
Or we talk about,
The big thing was we had the restaurant week, followed by the shrimp boil at Bluegrass, and I went on Tuesday. I'm not a shrimp guy, but I went and the place was jammed, and so I got to talk with Jim. There originally, I had understood it was they had it right on the front of the program that they had any donations that were made they would match. But he said he was also going to do a donation just based on people coming in. So we'll see how that. And then I know you attended the shrimp boil and said it was a hoot of a
Yes.
good time.
it was
Whatever
a really
sound
good
a
time.
shrimp makes. And they had 40-something people there, and he gave $25 per person that showed up for that. And hopefully that's something that grows, and it won't be the only thing. We did have a presentation, once again, from Chris about the Champions Banquet, which is May 17th, I do believe. Chris is not here today, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And Ozzie Guillen is going to be the presenter there, and that should be, if it had to be a White Sox, I think that's the guy I'd probably most want to hear from. So that's great. No, it was, and the energy in the group. It's really, really. We have some really smart people on there, and they see this one being bigger than the other two, and seeing it just. They're going to bring in an auctioneer, and they're going to have all kinds of different kinds of ideas. And I think we're going to double, triple, hopefully, the attendance we've had and make it just a really great event.
Yeah. They've got really good energy. And just to follow up on the shrimp boil and restaurant week, is our plan is to have at our regular March meeting, we will invite our foundation board to attend the meeting, and we will invite Jim to attend the meeting, and we'll do the nice check presentation between the Park District and the foundation as the Park District's way of saying thank you to everyone. But we picked up, I think, 2 new board members along the way, and
At least.
yeah, there's really good energy from that group now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think we got 3 new. We had just a gentleman joined, I think, near the end. Gudgeon, I think he's going to join. I think. In any case, everything's looking great there, and I'm super excited to be a part of that. So I think that's the main.
Okay, perfect. Okay, now we come to that time where we're opening the public to address the board. Mr. Strohs?
I just want to say it was a hell of a time on Sunday.
That's right.
How
could I forget? Yeah.
To the brew and the vineyard people, they were outstanding. Best $200 I ever spent.
There you go.
Okay, so you'd recommend we do it again next
I
time?
would recommend you do it again. Like
the wheels were turning.
Wait, did you walk away hungry?
no, not at all. I am a shrimp guy, and I had my fill.
And they just kept pouring out. And Barney, you will love this. There was no silverware or plates used.
Yep.
He used like the bottom of cases of beer, like the little box, and that box was your plate. And so you went up and you loaded up the box and you sat down and you ate with your
It was
hands.
a caveman dinner.
Definitely someone
Medieval
who
times.
And it was unlimited beer and wine. It was a really, really good
Wow.
time.
Well, civilized people went on Friday night, and I had a lovely dinner
Yeah.
using a knife, fork, and a plate. So.
It was just very creative, and there were at least 5 members of the foundation there, and they were all already talking about what we can do next year.
Awesome.
So it was cool. It was fun. Liz had there was a couple of, we had our photographer out, then the Pioneer Press actually had 2 photographers out, and the person who's writing a story on it, she brought her husband who's a photographer. So I think that this is going to get some nice post Boyle Press. So we'll see what
Well, you
happens.
could- you could boil that down to a successful evening.
It was an extravaganza.
Okay. Gary, you got one?
I'll go.
Is there a motion to go into closed
Do we
session?
have board comments? Did I miss board comments?
Gus, would you like to make a
I
comment?
would. Terry, I believe the sound a shrimp makes is eek. You're being boiled.
Thank you.
That's loud.
Thank you very much.
So I haven't been in a few board meetings because I've started a new career path, and I'm not sure, but I wanted to make sure. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the father-daughter dance, which Kathy Fiore did just a tremendous job. I know we had a granddaughter there who seemed to have a really good time. So, when you talk about our events, Liza, our staff always seems to produce an even better event and you have these girls and their fathers coming back year after year, and it feels like a fresh new event. There's a different theme. The attention that's paid, to the detail is just something people might not even notice. But kudos to the staff. They were, had the whole place decorated. Didn't even look like the Rex. Didn't look like the country club. And I always say to Kathy, "What are we doing next year?" Okay, and she's like, "We haven't finished this year. We're a little bit older. The group, our children are grown. Back in the day, it was, it was for me. I think it was Little Mermaid and other little movies. Right now, the big one is Moana." And
You're
Kathy managed.
welcome.
You're welcome, Kathy. We have to be the only park district around who actually had Moana there. I mean, that's how last minute. This is the it girl, so to speak, and we had her at our event, and she was just the girl that all the kids just flocked to. And it's little things like that. Yes, we did the standard princesses, but then you have the new ones, and it was just so much fun. And the dads kept thanking us all, saying, "Oh, this was so great," and they had a great time. The girls had a great time, and like I said, to keep doing this year after year, and the girls are still coming back until a certain age, and they look forward to it. I mean, that's the part that's really very special. And the best part is, it was sold out, but unfortunately, due to the flu season or something going around, there were a lot of cancellations. So what our staff did is they personally called the wait list. So every child was able to attend this year. And that's something that didn't have to happen, with all that was going on the day of, to make those personal calls. And because, there's a lot of disappointed families, and for our staff to take the time out while they're decorating, getting the place ready, every child was able to be there. And that's what I think is really tremendous about our park district, how inclusive it is, and it's never no if we can help it. So kudos to Kathy and her staff, and just another event to be proud of.
Okay. Liza?
One thing that we've been talking about Sunset Valley for the better part of this meeting, and we've been talking about the construction and the golf course, but it also takes a significant marketing effort to get golfers to our golf course. So our golf team has been working with our marketing team on promotions for the new Sunset Valley and getting golfers on to our golf course. So this was a brochure that was created. This is our beautiful new par 3, the signature hole. The fourth hole is a par 3. And then we had brochures we just recently exhibited at the Chicago Golf Show. And Ryan and Rob manned the booth, and we had the brochures. We had a nice display. And I think that we got a decent amount of foot traffic and some good buzz. People asking, I've heard about this, and then you got what's going on with the Highland Park Country Club. But I think we've gotten some good feedback from, the golfing public at the conference. So I just want to say thanks to everyone for your efforts on the nice look.
It was the little Kit Kat bars, I think, that brought people.
Right.
The guy in the tie.
And we were across from the long putt contest, so it was a good lane to be in.
It's really nice. It's not too much to read, it's not overwhelming. It's compact, really, aesthetically pleasing, and nice and short and sweet, like it should be. Good job.
This is cool. Okay, anyone else?
I just want to echo Lori's comments regarding the father-daughter dance, because I stopped by before just to check out the room. Unfortunately, my daughter is too old to
She
take
wouldn't go
anymore.
with
She moved out so this weekend, so I couldn't take her. And so, unfortunately, but I do remember those days. And again, it's the amount of effort and work that went into preparing that, and the room looked great. And I'm just sorry I couldn't get to enjoy it. I guess I'll have to wait till I'm Barney's age, and I'll be able to bring my granddaughter. So, okay. God willing, yes. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Can I get a motion to go into closed session pursuant to the following sections of the Open Meetings Act? Section 2C1, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline of the district, including legal counsel for the district. Section 2C5, the purchase or lease of real estate, including discussion on whether a certain parcel of property should be acquired. Section 2C6, the setting of a price for the sale or lease of property owned by the district. Section 2C11, and that's it.
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Can you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Bernstein?
Aye.
Commissioner Grossberg?
Aye.
Commissioner Flores Weisskopf?
Aye.
Vice President Ruttenberg?
Aye.
President Kaplan?
Aye.